Your paycheck arrives on Friday. By Saturday, you're already promising yourself that next month will be different. You'll cook more, cancel a subscription, stop ordering things you don't need, and this time, you'll finally move money into savings. But then the week gets stressful. Your car needs gas, groceries cost more than expected, a friend invites you out, something in your online cart goes on sale. By the time payday comes around again, saving feels less like progress and more like punishment. That's the strange part. Saving money is supposed to make your life better. So why can spending $50 feel exciting, while moving the same $50 into savings can feel almost disappointing? The answer is not simply that you lack discipline. Your brain treats those two choices very differently. When you spend money, the reward is visible. You get the meal, the package arrives, the new shoes are on your feet, the upgrade is in your hand. Even a small purchase creates a clear moment when your brain can say, "Got something." Saving usually gives you the opposite experience. The money leaves your checking account, and nothing appears. No package, no celebration, no immediate change in your day. You may understand that the money still belongs to you, but emotionally, it can feel like it disappeared. That is the first trap. Spending creates a visible reward. Saving creates an invisible one. And the human mind often pays more attention to what it can feel now than what may protect it later. Think about what happens after a difficult workday. You've been answering emails, sitting through meetings, dealing with a boss who keeps adding more to your plate. On the way home, saving money offers you a future benefit. Ordering your favorite food offers relief tonight. The future benefit may be more valuable, but tonight feels real. This is why emotional spending can be so difficult to resist. Sometimes the purchase is not really about the product. It is about changing how you feel. Boredom becomes excitement. Stress becomes comfort. Frustration becomes a small sense of control. You may not be buying the delivery, the clothes, or the new gadget. You may be buying a temporary shift in your mood. Saving cannot always compete with that. Savings rarely changes your mood in 5 minutes. It changes what you can survive 5 months from now. And your brain does not naturally experience those two benefits with equal intensity. But this goes deeper than immediate rewards. Saving can also feel like closing a door. Every dollar you save is a dollar you cannot use right now. You might not have planned to spend it. You might not even need anything. But the moment you move it out of reach, your options feel smaller. Suddenly, that money can no longer become dinner out, concert tickets, a weekend trip, or something unexpected you see online. So your brain may not focus on the security you gain. It focuses on the freedom you gave up. This is one reason people can keep money sitting in a checking account while telling themselves they will save whatever remains at the end of the month. The money still feels available. It still represents possibility. But available money has a habit of finding a purpose. A few small purchases appear, then a bill you forgot about, then one expensive week, and somehow, the amount you planned to save becomes the amount you needed to get through the month. This creates a dangerous illusion. It can feel as though you never earn enough to save. But sometimes the real problem is that saving is being asked to compete with every possible use of your money. And immediate spending has one major advantage. It speaks first. There is another reason saving can feel uncomfortable. It forces you to think about what could go wrong. An emergency fund sounds responsible, but it also quietly reminds you that emergencies happen. Saving for a job loss requires admitting that your job may not be secure. Saving for medical expenses means acknowledging that something unexpected could happen to your health. Saving for retirement requires thinking about a future version of you who may not be able to work forever. For some people, avoiding saving is partly a way of avoiding those uncomfortable thoughts. As long as the money stays in the present, the future does not have to be confronted. But then the future arrives anyway. The car breaks down, the rent increases, work hours get cut. A surprise expense lands on a credit card, and suddenly, the pain you avoided while saving becomes anxiety when you need the money. This is where the real cost shows up. The problem is not just that you spend more, it is that without savings, ordinary problems can begin to feel like personal emergencies. A repair becomes panic. A slow week at work becomes fear. A bad boss becomes harder to leave. A A small financial mistake feels impossible to recover from. Savings may look like money sitting still, but what it really creates is room. Room to make a decision without rushing. Room to say no. Room to handle a surprise without turning it into debt. Room to leave a situation that is costing you more than money. And that may be the most important psychological shift. Saving is not only about becoming richer later, it is about becoming less trapped now. But your brain may not recognize that if saving is always connected to deprivation, if every savings goal sounds like, you cannot have this, then your mind will naturally resist it. You are creating a fight between present you and future you. Present you wants comfort, freedom, and some enjoyment after working all week. Future you wants stability. The mistake is assuming that only one version of you deserves to win. A better approach is to make saving feel less like losing. Instead of asking, how much can I force myself not to spend? Ask, how much can I move before this money becomes emotionally available? That difference matters. Saving at the end of the month asks willpower to defeat every temptation, every mood, and every unexpected expense. Saving shortly after you get paid changes the order. The money does not sit there long enough to become part of your spending possibilities. It becomes a sign before your brain starts making plans for it. The amount does not need to feel dramatic. The goal is not to create a painful transfer that you reverse 3 days later. It is to create a small amount that can happen consistently without making your daily life feel impossible. Then give that money a purpose your brain can understand. Not simply savings. That word can feel vague and distant. Call it the rent buffer, the job exit fund, the car repair shield, the month without panic fund. A specific name turns invisible money into a visible form of protection. Now, when $50 moves out of checking, your brain is not hearing, you lost $50. It can begin to hear, you bought yourself more room. That is the real answer. Your brain does not necessarily hate saving money. It hates delayed rewards, reduced options, uncomfortable future thoughts, and the feeling that today must suffer for tomorrow. Saving becomes easier when it stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like control. So think about the last month. What usually defeated your savings plan first? Was it stress, spending, eating out, subscriptions, an unexpected bill, or simply waiting until the end of the month? And once you understand why saving feels difficult, the next question becomes even more important. Why does earning more money often fail to make you feel more secure? Because sometimes the problem is not how much money enters your life. It is how quickly your lifestyle learns to consume it. Watch why your salary never feels like enough. Next.